What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are doing another client testimonial. One of our clients, Mark, just wrapped up his time here in the Physique Lab coaching program and he lost 33 pounds with us. So I'll go ahead and put his transformation down below so you guys can see what that looked like. But I just wanted to ask him a couple of questions so that way you guys could hear about the program from someone other than just me. Before we get into it though, I do want to make you aware of two quick things. The first one is going to be a video that explains the Physique Lab coaching program in extreme detail and how we're able to get our clients such amazing results. So I will put that thumbnail down below and I will link it as a time card somewhere up there. So you can click it up there, but I'll also link it down in the video description as well. The second thing is that I will link a calendar down below. So if you want to talk to me or someone from my team after watching this video, you can go ahead and book in a call with us and we will start game planning how to actually get you to your fitness goals. But without further ado, let's hop into it and hear what Mark has to say. I'm here with one of our clients, Mark, who just went through 6 months inside of the Physique Lab coaching program. I wanted to ask him a couple of questions just so that way you guys could hear about the program from someone other than me. So what's going on, Mark? How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing okay, Tyler.
Awesome.
Thank you for
Awesome, dude.
everything.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Let's get into it. So I think the first thing I always like to ask is just like, where were you when you started the program? And then where would you say you're at now having gone through it?
Uh, wow. So before I started the program, uh, there's two aspects to that. Physically,
Hmm.
I was at 207, hovering around 207, 210 between there, and now I'm at 170 and 74, between 174 to
Yeah.
175. It's like around right around that range. So I've now down 30 pounds, and which is nice.
Yeah.
Mentally, struggling a lot with anxiety. We had talked about that before I joined the program, having a lot of issues with anxiety and um, all that, and currently not struggling so much anymore. So that's a big success, something that I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, just having having bowel issues, and I don't deal with that anymore either. That's another blessing that's come from this
Mhm.
whole experience. Just a lot of positive things that I took away from it. But yeah,
Yeah, winning all around. So it sounds like digestion, also mental health gains as well. But then on top of it, losing 30 plus pounds. Well, you posted on your story the other day. I think it was 33, right? That's like the moving
33.
total right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I love to hear that. I guess what would you say was the biggest result that we achieved together? Would you say it was one of those things, or is there something else that you would consider like the icing on the cake, like the biggest thing?
Okay. Yeah, I'm super grateful for all those things that I just mentioned. Like
Hmm.
super grateful.
Yeah.
I think another blessing, the ice, what do you call it, the cherry on top of
Yeah. Yeah.
that cake
Cherry
or
on top of
whatever.
the cake, whatever metaphor we want to roll with here.
Is just seeing how my my journey through this fitness program has impacted other people, and so
Mm,
particularly like with my family,
yeah.
seeing them be motivated to do something for themselves.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's it's something I believe that we all needed, that kind of push, and it was actually your push to me that
Yeah.
got me going. Was able to at least push others, and not that I'm over there forcing them to do anything, but that they're seeing that it's possible and trying to do something for themselves. And so, I'm super grateful for that. You know, I, I'm very inspired by my father. He
Hmm.
hasn't been the most physically active, or he struggled with weight issues himself.
Hmm.
Um, and to see him like lose like 30 plus pounds himself, and he's actually more dedicated to the gym than I am.
Wow.
He's going pretty much every day, Monday through Friday after work. He gets off work and he goes to the gym. So just to see his progress, has been a blessing to me. Something that
Yeah.
I am very grateful to the Lord for bringing you across my path, because I think you were that just kind of that kickstart into that whole mode. And so I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, the cherry on that cake is just seeing how this program not only impacts like myself, but is able
Hmm.
to impact other people as well and get them motivated to just do more for themselves. Because
Yeah.
it is possible. I mean, you market yourself to busy Christian men, and I am one of those busy Christian men,
Yeah.
and always taking that idea like I'm too busy to do anything about my health. And we're called to take care of these temples and to
Yep.
honor God with them. And that's something that I'm taking away from this program, that it's I can't utilize that idea of I'm too busy
Hmm.
to make excuses for not doing what I need to do as a man of God.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounded like one of the biggest things was that generational impact. And I was actually having a conversation with someone about this the other day too, where if we wanted to put that under like one nice bow tie of a word, it would just be legacy. So it's cool that you're impacting the generations above you, but you're also impacting the generations below you in terms of your own family. I remember you'd post Instagram stories of just you working out with the family and things like that, where that's why I'm so passionate about what we do here at the Physique Lab, because it's not just, hey, let's get six packs and like go to the club and pick up chicks. But it's like, we are stewarding our tempers well, temples are well, and we're just making that generational impact and really helping the people around us as well. And I think something that you were saying too is almost just like you weren't forcing them to do it, but by changing yourself, you were leading by example and you were becoming that
Yeah.
leader that God's calling you to be. And I absolutely love that for you and for those that are around you. But let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. Like I know we had our initial conversation. What was it that made you want to sign up in the first place?
Was definitely a push from you,
Yeah.
because I was trying to do things on my own,
Mm.
and my mindset was like I'll do it when I can get to it. And like I said, I work two jobs. I have two toddlers
Mhm.
under the ages of 4. My son's 3, my daughter's
Mm.
1, and so and then I was working on my house. So my house is under construction, and it had been 2 years that we've been working on construction on the house, and I was personally doing the work myself. So
Yeah.
on top of all that, running various ministries at the church, directing the music, overseeing the missions efforts in Nicaragua. There's a lot on my plate, and I was trying to work fitness like around all that, and or like just trying to be like, okay, if I have time, I'll do it. But I never really had a whole lot of time, or I wouldn't make the time. I'd make, like I said, make excuses because I was so exhausted from other things.
Yeah.
But you reached out to me. I think I followed you, and then you reached out to me, and I'm pretty sure I told you like I was trying to give you reasons why I couldn't do it, like
Uh-huh.
my health, mental health, my guts. I got all these things going for me. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but I remember you telling me like just
Mhm.
trust me, and trust the process. And I mean that takes a step of faith that you have to be willing to take, especially for the price that it costs. And not that
Mhm.
it's not worth it, because it is totally worth it, but um, that was a step of faith I had to take.
Mhm.
And I was just tired of not seeing success in my life, or seeing my life go down a hole that I was just digging myself deeper into despair when it comes to my weight and my health. And
Mhm.
so you asked me to have faith, and I took that step, and I was able to see where I'm at now, and I'm grateful that I did take that step.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's my job as a coach is even from that initial call is to start helping people get out of their own way. And like, because talking about accountability and actually getting the accountability, those are two different things, right? And my job as a coach is if you tell me you want to go in that direction, but your actions are taking you in that one, like I have to kind of, pull you over to that side and be like, hey, you're telling me you
Yeah,
want to get here. just trust me, like I can get you there. But like it's a step of faith, but it sounds like you realize that it's well worth it. I'm also glad that you brought up the busyness, just because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people watching this, probably busy dads too, busy Christian dads that are just like, there's no way I could do something like this. I have the toddlers too, but you just listed all of the things that you were doing and you still made time for it, which I think that's the big difference, right? Is making the time for it as opposed to allowing other things to become a higher priority and putting fitness on the back burner, which is oftentimes why
Yeah.
people stay stuck where they are. So I'm happy that you took that step of faith. But once you got into the program, what would you say the experience of working with me was like while you were actually going through it?
Yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed every single moment. Yeah, there was times where it was tough. You know, when you first start,
Hmm.
it's tough to get into the swing of things, managing your macros, which I didn't even know what macros meant when you
Yeah.
called and you said we're going to work on macros, and I'm like, I have no idea what that means. But if you tell me what it means, I will go with
Yeah.
it, and I will try to do what I got to do. So managing that, you know, the workouts were tough, but to see the progress is nice. And it motivated me through. So as we're going through this program, like I was motivated.
Hmm.
And not only that, it's the spiritual component that's definitely the key factor for me. Because I get people that hit me up that have asked me like, "Hey, can I help you with this?" And I wasn't really interested, but I think it was the Lord that just drew me to you because um, you know you're a believer. So I was just like, okay, well,
Hmm.
I need that accountability as well. And that's what's unique about your program than other ones, because I have had a fitness trainer before and an online one, not in person, and it was missing that spiritual component, which I feel like is important for me as a man of God. Not only just because I don't want to sit there and just dwell on the physical, but also on the spiritual, and it's combining those two disciplines, the spiritual and the physical, which is like awesome for me. And that the biggest takeaway I took from the program is like, yeah, you can do both. One doesn't have to exist, separate from the other. You can combine both.
Hmm.
And
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's something that I dug in this whole program.
Hmm. I think that was going to be my next thing that I was going to ask you is like, because we got through what made you want to sign up, and then what was it like during, and then I guess what was it that you really took away or biggest lifestyle change? So it sounds like what you would realize is that both of them are important and they go hand in hand, the physical fitness plus the spiritual fitness side of it, and just making sure both of those are growing in the same direction as opposed to one being on the back burner and the other's growing or that kind of thing. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Yeah, absolutely. And mind you, I gotta admit, I was a little skeptical at first. I'm like, this guy's
Yeah.
advertising to Christian men, and I'm like,
Hmm.
maybe he's trying to get a quick buck
Yeah.
from another Christian or whatever. But you are a man of God, from what I witnessed, and it's not something that's like I see as like, is he or is he not? No,
Hmm.
you inspire me not only physically but spiritually as well, and seeing your disciplines, and so that has me wanting to do better for myself as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You wouldn't believe the number of comments that I get on my ads about how I'm just a grifter or like not actually a Christian, all this kind of stuff. I was like, hey,
I
if you come look at my page, I think it's very clearly not the case, but most
Yeah.
people don't take the time to do that.
Well, the thing I don't know if I'm probably going to answer another question, but the thing that I enjoyed is that there were moments where I was struggling spiritually, and I know that
Hmm.
I could text you and
Yeah.
ask for prayer, and that you would be there and you would pray for me, and that there were other guys in the group that would pray for me.
Yeah.
And so for that, I'm thankful, and that's evidence that to me, like these guys got a good head on their shoulders, and they're not just Christian in name, but in deed as well.
Hmm.
They walk the
Yeah.
walk.
Absolutely. I think that's something too. We've put a lot of effort into building out that community aspect so that you can lean on guys like that when things get tough because making that change is difficult. But I always say that, like, if you have that group of brothers that you can lock arms and like go up the mountain together, like, that's going to make your journey a lot more successful. So yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
thankful that you were a part of it and that everyone else who's currently in it, like they have that same heart posture where we know that there is a higher purpose that we're serving and we are truly honoring our bodies through what we're doing here in the program. But yeah, man, what's something that like as you're going through, maybe you learned along the way, or after finishing the program, you had a big realization, but just like What is it that like you took away from the program that you think someone could like truly benefit from if they were to go through it themselves?
Mm, I think just not allowing your situations to dictate what you want to do with your life. Like I said, you can use situations to make excuses for why you can't do certain things and not have discipline in your life. And for me, like, yeah, allowing stress in my life in the past, what would be my go-to would be like, oh, I got to binge eat, I got to sit, I got to watch TV and stuff like that. And really, like, while that's fun, for the time being, how is that benefiting me in the long run?
Mhm.
And so just having discipline to be like, okay, I'm stressed. Like today I'm stressed, but I'm not prepared to go and have, to binge eat on snacks and stuff like that. No, it's just like, okay, well, if I'm stressed, I can probably just go for a walk, or gotta make sure these lights stay on in the classroom I'm in.
Yeah.
Um,
All good.
if I'm stressed, yeah, I can go for a walk, or I can, take my kids out and be active with them and not just decompress in front of the TV. So these are things that if you want to learn discipline, not only physically but spiritually as well, that's like for me, like the biggest takeaway from this program is just discipline, discipline, discipline.
Mhm.
Being a man that said, like you said, you're going to hold me accountable to what I say, and you're going to make sure that I do it. And so
Mhm.
that's something that, like, yeah, before I let my situations dictate what I would do with my life. And now I have goals set for myself, and I'm allowing those goals to fuel my ability to do things in life. And so, yeah, wouldn't say that I haven't achieved physically my goal, but I'm making steps, to get there,
Mhm.
and then see what God has for me next after that.
Yep. Fitness is a lifelong journey. So if someone decides to join the program, that's something where, yeah, whether you've reached your target weight or not, like you're still going to be working towards things in the future. It's not like you start doing these habits and you built the discipline that you were just explaining. And then once you're done with the program, it's just like, all right, I'm going to sit back now, like stop doing stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like you've truly changed who you are. I think I said that on the initial call too, is like there's two different versions of yourself, right? And we need to get you acting, thinking, believing, and doing the things that that man who you want to be, and you need to act like him. And it sounds like you've taken the steps to get there and you've built that discipline, which is huge. And I think I would agree that most people can benefit from that too. Instead of letting feelings dictate what it is they do, they let their goal dictate that and they act regardless of feelings. So, yeah, man, all of this has been great so far. But I guess one last question for you. Let's say someone's watching this video, maybe they've come across my Instagram page, maybe we're in the middle of like messaging back and forth on Instagram, whatever it might be. They're aware of the Physique Lab coaching program. They're thinking about joining, but they're a little hesitant or they're kind of on the fence. What words would you have for that type of person specifically?
Yeah. Well, if you're on the fence, I can attest to that I was on the fence. Just like I said before, is this guy truly a believer? Is he who he says he is? And you are who you say you are, and I'm appreciative of that. But also, that, like I said, I allow my life to be dictated by my circumstances. I struggle, and I still have bouts with, the mental stuff, but like thinking, like, when you struggle with anxiety and panic disorder and all these things, and it could really hold you down. And like, I know my mental health was getting worse because my physical health wasn't in the proper place it needed to be.
Mhm.
And now that I've addressed the physical, and your program also works on the spiritual, those two components really benefit the mental aspect of me. And so that's something that the money is well worth the price for me, because, like, it's delivered me from these extreme
Mhm.
attacks of paranoia, and so just the benefits you get out of it far outweigh anything else. I feel great. I fit into all my clothes now.
Yeah.
My confidence is a lot higher than it was before, and that's because I don't fit snugly in any of my clothes anymore. They're all actually baggy, and I have to now go out and buy a new wardrobe, which is fine. I'm
Yeah.
happy about. But everything, um, where I was at before, the mental, the physical, um, I'm so happy with the progress I've made now, and I can't stress that enough. I mean, if anybody wanted to talk to me personally, I mean, I could tell them where I was at and what
Mhm.
God is where God has brought me out of. But that
Yeah.
also involves me taking that step and being willing to, pay the price. But like I said, it's well worth it. And if you have a family that's supportive of you and of your journey, then why not take that step of faith? And so, yeah, there's only blessings to be had. I can't think of anything really negative to say
Yeah.
because there hasn't been anything really negative. Maybe a little soreness, but
Yeah.
I felt like I was sore getting out of the bed because I was way overweight, and so
Yeah.
I feel like there's there's really nothing but positive things that have come out of this program, and that's why I'm just super grateful to you and to the other guys, for all that they've done and helping me in this journey.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. It was a great journey working together and wish you nothing but the best moving forward here as you continue that fitness journey. Like I said, it's a lifelong journey. So even though you're down 33 pounds, want to lose a couple more, like once you get to that goal, then it's going to be something where, hey, there's a new set of goals you're going to keep working towards. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you being a part of this program. But we can go ahead and wrap it up there. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about Mark's time here in the Physique Lab coaching program. Two quick reminders before we part ways, though. One is going to be the video that explains the Physique Lab coaching program in extreme detail. That's linked down below, as well as my calendar. So if you want to chat with me or someone from my team to see how we can help you reach your goals, that's going to be the way to do it. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and turn those notification bells on so you don't miss when I post new videos. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.